The story begins with a high-stakes chase in the depths of space. The cold, dark void of the cosmos surrounds everything, yet the silence is broken by the loud whine of engines working at their limit. Lyrian and Astra, two alien girls from the distant planet of Kinara, are in a desperate flight for survival. Their ship, the Zephyr, is in ruins, its once pristine metal frame now battered and barely holding together. Inside the ship, alarms scream, flashing red lights, while the walls tremble with the pounding of enemy fire. Sparks jump from damaged control panels, and the hum of the failing engines grows weaker with each passing second. The Zephyr, once a symbol of Kinara's power, is now a dying relic in the vastness of space, pursued by the relentless forces of the Titrax. The Titrax are a brutal, technologically superior alien race. They are known across the galaxy for their ruthless conquests, crushing weaker civilizations with their immense power. Their ships are massive and heavily armed, designed to intimidate and destroy. The Titrax have been hunting down the last remaining survivors of Lyrian and Astra's people, and now the two girls find themselves the targets of a merciless pursuit. Lyrian, the more experienced of the two, grips the helm of the damaged ship, her knuckles white with tension. Her heart pounds in her chest, and her mind races, trying to figure out how to escape. The Titrax ships are closing in fast. They are too powerful to outrun, too fast to avoid. Astra, barely conscious, lies in the medical bay, trying to patch up her injuries as best as she can. The air in the ship is thinning, and the temperature is dropping rapidly. They have no time left. "We're dead," Lyrian mutters, staring out through the viewport, her gaze fixed on the approaching enemy fleet. The blackness of space stretches infinitely before them, but the Titrax ships seem like shadows from hell, creeping closer and closer. Her breath catches in her throat, the hopelessness of the situation sinking in. As the seconds tick by, their fate becomes more certain. The Titrax warships move into attack formation, and Lyrian can see the flashing lights of their weapons locking onto the Zephyr. Every instinct tells her to fight, but the truth is clear. Their ship is no match for the might of the Titrax. She knows that if she doesn't act now, they'll be obliterated before they have any chance to survive. Suddenly, the Zephyr shakes violently as a missile strikes the hull. The ship groans under the impact, and a large chunk of the outer plating tears off. A fire erupts in the rear compartment, and alarms blare louder than ever. Lyrian grits her teeth, her heart racing even faster. There's nothing they can do. Their ship is on the brink of total destruction, and they are trapped in the cold void of space with no way out. As Lyrian's mind races for a solution, she feels the weight of the moment. The Titrax are almost on top of them now. She knows that, soon, the Titrax will fire their final, killing blow. The Zephyr is dead, and so are they. There's no way they'll survive this. The thought brings a bitter taste to her mouth, but she can't help the overwhelming sense of defeat. "Help, please." Astra's voice is weak, but the desperation in her tone brings Lyrian back to the present. Her friend is still alive, but barely. Lyrian stares down at the flickering control panel. Every system is failing, and the oxygen is running low. There's no escape. Just as she begins to wonder if they will die alone in space, something extraordinary happens. The space around them flickers, a strange disturbance. Lyrian's eyes snap toward the sensors, confused. The readings are inconsistent, erratic. And then, just like that, a massive shadow cuts across the stars. A ship, cloaked and massive, materializes in front of them, its sleek, angular form gleaming in the distant light of a nearby star. Lyrian blinks, unsure of what she's seeing. The massive vessel seems out of place in the deadly game of cat and mouse. It's not as large as the Titrax ships, but it's formidable in its own right. Its hull is covered in a reflective coating, making it almost invisible against the backdrop of space. It glows faintly with a shimmering energy, like a ghost in the darkness. The Zephyr shakes again, this time from the sheer power of the beam that fires from the unknown ship. It's a single concentrated blast of light, but it's enough to take down a group of incoming Titrax drones. The alien warships in pursuit of Lyrian and Astra falter, their formation momentarily broken by the sudden appearance of this mysterious force. Lyrian's eyes widen in disbelief. The beam of light strikes again, disabling another Titrax ship in the distance. The human ship, small compared to the Titrax warships, has arrived just in time. The enemy is no longer the only threat in this part of the galaxy. The humans have entered the fray. Her pulse quickens, the spark of hope rekindled. Could it be? Could the humans, an underdog species in the galactic conflict, really be their salvation? Lyrian glances over at Astra, who is barely conscious, her pale face twisted in confusion. "Hold on," Lyrian whispers as she quickly manipulates the controls, trying to bring the ship into a more stable orbit. If she can just keep the Zephyr intact for a few more minutes, they might survive this. The human ship, much smaller and technologically inferior to the Titrax fleet, moves gracefully through the battlefield, appearing almost like a phantom in the shadows. It's far less powerful than the enemy, but its sudden appearance creates a ripple of uncertainty among the Titrax forces. They weren't expecting this. Lyrian can see the enemy ships hesitating for a moment, their guns faltering in the face of this unexpected new arrival. The humans, despite their size and technological disadvantage, are turning the tide. For the first time in what feels like forever, Lyrian feels a surge of hope. Could this be the break they needed? She knows that Titrax are ruthless and powerful, but the humans have something that Titrax lack: the will to fight for others. Lyrian has heard the legends, the stories about the human race. They may not have the technology or the advanced weapons, but they have an unmatched drive to protect those in need. Just as the Titrax regroup and prepare to launch their final attack, the human ship opens fire again, this time with precision, hitting one of the largest Titrax ships. A ripple of chaos spreads through the enemy fleet. The Titrax ships start to break formation as they scramble to avoid the human ship's strikes. Lyrian watches, her breath catching in her throat. Could this be the moment of salvation? Lyrian's heart pounds harder as she watches the human ship's rescue team prepare for deployment. They're coming. They're going to board the Zephyr and rescue her and Astra. But even as hope flickers, Lyrian knows they're not out of danger yet. The Titrax will fight to the end. The humans may have saved them, but the battle is far from over. Will the humans be able to save the girls? Will they, too, be wiped out by the overwhelming force of the Titrax? The question hangs in the air as the next few moments will decide everything. And so, the stage is set. The humans have arrived, but the true battle is just beginning. Will Lyrian and Astra survive to see another day? Will humanity's intervention prove to be their salvation, or will it lead them all to ruin? The suspense is unbearable as the story shifts toward a new chapter. The battle between the human ship and the Titrax fleet rages on in the cold emptiness of space. Outside the Zephyr, flashes of light streak across the void as the two fleets collide in a deadly struggle. The humans, with their small yet swift ship, are doing their best to hold their ground against the much larger and more advanced Titrax warships. But it's clear that they're outmatched. Despite their technological disadvantage, the humans have one thing that Titrax can never understand: the will to fight for the vulnerable, no matter the cost. Commander Nathan Cross, the leader of the rescue mission, stands at the helm of the human ship, his tall and muscular figure exuding calm under the intense pressure. His sharp blue eyes scan the chaos unfolding before him, calculating every move with military precision. The Titrax are closing in, their weapons charging for another devastating attack. But Nathan has a plan, one that might just save Lyrian and Astra. "Team, prepare for boarding," Nathan orders, his deep voice calm yet full of determination. His soldiers, highly trained and ready for any challenge, don their gear with swift precision. They have no time to waste. The ship shudders as the human vessel takes another hit, but Nathan doesn't flinch. His mind is laser-focused on the mission ahead. He knows the stakes are high. The lives of two innocent alien girls depend on their success. The odds are slim, but Nathan Cross doesn't back down from a challenge, especially not when people need him. With a sudden jolt, the human ship deploys its cloaking technology, vanishing from the Titrax sensors. For a brief moment, they are invisible to the enemy, hidden in plain sight. It's a risk, one that could lead to disaster if the cloak fails, but it's the only way they can approach the Zephyr undetected. Nathan's team moves quickly, preparing for the boarding operation. The atmosphere is tense. The mission is clear: get to Lyrian and Astra before the Titrax finish them off. The humans aren't here to fight the entire Titrax fleet, just to get the girls out alive. As the human boarding party docks with the Zephyr, Nathan leads the charge, a team of 4 elite soldiers following closely behind him. They step into the dark, ruined corridors of the Zephyr, where every step could be their last. The walls are scorched from previous attacks, and the air is thick with the smell of smoke and burning metal. Fast-paced action unfolds as they make their way deeper into the alien ship. The Titrax drones are everywhere, tall, insect-like machines designed to patrol the ship's halls. They'd been searching for the last survivors of the Chimera people, and they're not about to let any human intruders pass without a fight. The soldiers activate their cloaking devices, blending into the shadows as they move silently through the wreckage. They dodge stray laser blasts, the hum of their energy shields flickering to life just in time to absorb the incoming fire. The Titrax drones fire at them blindly, not knowing where the attackers are, and the humans use this confusion to their advantage. Explosions rock the ship as the team moves forward, the ground trembling beneath their feet with each blast. The Zephyr is falling apart, its hull breaking down with each passing second. The soldiers press on, determined to find the girls before it's too late. Finally, they reach the medical bay, where Lyrian and Astra are lying unconscious. Lyrian, though barely conscious, is awake enough to see the humans entering. She can barely believe her eyes. A human rescue team. For them, the sight of Nathan, tall and imposing, fills her with a mix of disbelief and awe. Her people have never known compassion like this. In her culture, survival has always been a cold, ruthless game. To see these humans risk everything to save them is beyond her comprehension. Nathan moves quickly, his focus unwavering, as the rest of the team fights off the remaining Titrax soldiers. He approaches Astra, who is badly injured and lying on a bed in the corner. With no hesitation, Nathan scoops her up into his arms, cradling her with surprising gentleness for someone so battle-hardened. The quiet moment between them is short, but powerful. Astra's eyes flutter open, and she looks up at the human holding her, confused and disoriented. For a split second, their gazes meet. Astra, weak and vulnerable, and Nathan, calm and determined, carrying her to safety. It's an exchange that speaks volumes, one that requires no words. Astra can feel the raw sincerity in Nathan's actions, and though she cannot fully understand him or his people, she knows that he is here to save her. As Nathan walks swiftly toward the exit, his team covering him from all sides, Lyrian watches them, still struggling to comprehend what's happening. Her breathing is labored, and the pain from her injuries makes it difficult for her to focus, but she forces herself to keep her eyes on Nathan. Her people have always been taught that the strong survive, and weakness is something to be overcome. The compassion that Nathan shows toward her and Astra is a foreign concept, a concept that, until now, she had never thought possible. But in that moment, Lyrian feels something stirring inside her, something she hadn't known she was missing. Nathan doesn't speak much. He doesn't need to. His actions tell everything. He doesn't stop to question the mission, doesn't hesitate when faced with danger. His focus is on one thing only: getting Lyrian and Astra to safety. To him, this is just another operation, but for the girls, it is nothing short of a miracle. In a galaxy where cruelty and indifference are the norm, Nathan Cross and his team are an unexpected beacon of hope. As the human team begins their retreat, the Zephyr continues to crumble around them. A massive explosion erupts from the rear of the ship, and the walls shake violently. The Titrax aren't giving up without a fight. But Nathan, never one to retreat, signals his team to move faster. With Astra still in his arms, he sprints through the chaos, his team fending off the last of the Titrax soldiers. The human crew fights through the wreckage, their weapons blazing as they clear the way. Cloaking devices flicker on and off, hiding their movements as they dodge and weave through the battlefield. The destruction of the Zephyr is inevitable, but they're not going to let the girls die with it. Finally, they'd reach the docking bay, where the human ship is waiting. The crew rushes aboard, and as soon as they're all safely inside, the airlock seals shut behind them. Nathan lowers Astra onto one of the medical beds, his face set in a determined expression. He turns to the rest of the crew. "Get us out of here," he orders, and with that, the human ship blasts off into the void, narrowly escaping the collapsing wreckage of the Zephyr. Lyrian, still struggling to comprehend everything, watches as the Titrax ships retreat. Her world has just been turned upside down. They've been saved, rescued by humans. She cannot help but feel a sense of awe and gratitude, something she has never felt before. As the human ship speeds away from the battle zone, the crew begins to assess their next steps. Nathan Cross stands in the center of the command room, his eyes fixed on the stars outside. He saved the girls, mission accomplished. But for him, it's more than just a job. It's a reminder that sometimes, even in the darkest moments of the universe, there are those who will risk everything to protect the helpless. It's a lesson that Lyrian and Astra will carry with them for the rest of their lives. The stage is set for the next chapter. The girls have been saved, but their journey and humanity's role in the galaxy is just beginning. As the human flagship slices through the stars, heading toward the safety of a nearby space station, the atmosphere aboard the ship is a mix of relief and quiet anticipation. The Zephyr and its crew have narrowly escaped destruction at the hands of the Titrax, and now Lyrian and Astra, the two alien girls, are aboard the human ship. It is a place unlike anything they have ever seen, a vessel brimming with advanced technology and human ingenuity. The interior of the flagship is vast, its walls lined with sleek panels that glow softly, casting an ethereal light over everything. The hum of the ship's engines vibrates through the air, providing a steady beat that calms Lyrian's nerves. The ship is alive with activity, yet it feels peaceful in a way that the Zephyr never had. Lyrian and Astra are escorted by the crew to the med bay, a state-of-the-art facility filled with advanced medical technology. The humans waste no time in getting to work. The medics, a team of skilled doctors and technicians, move quickly and efficiently, assessing the severity of Astra's injuries. Lyrian watches them, fascinated by the precision of their movements. They use futuristic medical devices to heal Astra's wounds, laser-like tools that hover over her skin, sealing cuts and burns with a soft, almost painless touch. Astra's injuries are severe. Her body has taken a heavy toll from the escape and the battle. But Lyrian's quick thinking saved her. When the missile struck the Zephyr, it was Lyrian who had dragged Astra away from the explosion, shielding her with her own body. Now, with Astra's life in the hands of these humans, Lyrian feels an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Her people had always been taught to rely only on themselves, to never trust outsiders. But the humans, they're different. As Astra begins to stir, Lyrian steps away from the medical bed and takes a seat, still processing everything that has happened. The humans have saved them, not because they had to, but because they chose to. Lyrian can't help but feel both awe and disbelief at the kindness shown to them. Lyrian has never encountered anything like this before. In her own society, there's no place for emotions, no room for compassion. The Chimera people are practical, driven by survival instincts. Their world is harsh, their ways cold. Only the strong survive, and weakness is a liability. But the humans, these strange beings, are offering something entirely different. The human crew does not treat Lyrian and Astra as prisoners or as trophies. They treat them like friends. The crew members offer them food, water, and protection without hesitation, sharing the warmth of their company with the girls. Lyrian is stunned by this. She has never known kindness like this before. In her world, survival comes first, and anything that doesn't contribute to survival is discarded. The humans are offering something that feels almost alien to Lyrian: warmth. She compares their society to the cold, unfeeling ways of her own people. The contrast is jarring. How could beings so small in comparison to the Titrax and the other great civilizations of the galaxy be so willing to risk everything for strangers? It's something Lyrian can't fully grasp, but she feels it deep inside her, a warmth that she has never known. For the first time in her life, Lyrian feels something that's not just survival, not just a calculation for the future, but something that reaches into the present, something human. As the hours pass, Lyrian finds herself observing the humans more closely. One human stands out among them: Commander Nathan Cross, the man who saved them, the one who led the mission to rescue her and Astra from the clutches of death. Lyrian had been too exhausted to speak to him at the time, but now, in the quiet of the human ship, she watches him from afar. Nathan is a tall, strong figure, his presence commanding but not intimidating. He moves with a purpose, his every action calm and precise. There's an air of authority about him, but it's not born of arrogance. He treats his crew with respect, and Lyrian can see the bond they share, a deep sense of trust. But it's not just his leadership that catches Lyrian's attention. It's his kindness. The way he treats others, even those from an entirely different species, is unlike anything she's ever seen. Lyrian observes him as he interacts with the crew, offering words of encouragement to his team and checking on Astra's condition with genuine concern. He doesn't speak much, but when he does, his words are simple and to the point. Yet it's in the way he acts that Lyrian sees his true nature, his selflessness, his courage, and his willingness to protect those who cannot protect themselves. She's never met anyone like him before, and something inside her begins to stir. The feelings she begins to develop are confusing to her. She was taught to keep her emotions in check, to stay focused on the mission, on survival. Yet here, surrounded by humans, she feels a warmth spreading through her chest. There is a tenderness to Nathan that she can't ignore. His actions, his choices, are telling her things that words never could. This is what humanity is about, she realizes. Not just survival, not just strength, but compassion. Lyrian feels something stirring deep inside her, a connection to this human that she cannot explain. It's not just about his bravery or the way he saved them. It's about something more profound, something she's never truly understood until now. Could this be love? She doesn't know, but she feels it, this strange pull toward him, a sense of closeness she's never felt before. One day, as Lyrian stands on the observation deck of the human ship, she sees something that takes her breath away. Through the viewports, she sees Earth, the human homeworld, hanging in the distance like a brilliant jewel in the void of space. The sight is stunning, a vibrant sphere of blue and green, swirling with clouds and life. It is a world full of beauty, a stark contrast to the cold, barren planet she calls home. As Lyrian gazes at Earth, the weight of everything she's experienced crashes over her. She thinks of her people, their rigid society, and their unrelenting focus on survival. She thinks of the Titrax, who would never hesitate to destroy a weaker species. Then she looks back at the humans, who risked everything to save her and Astra. Earth is unlike anything she's ever known. The blue of the oceans, the green of the forests, the swirl of life that pulses across the planet. It's a world that feels alive, not just in its environment, but in its people. There's a warmth here, an energy that she can't deny. For the first time, Lyrian allows herself to hope. Maybe, just maybe, the humans can offer more than just survival. Maybe they can offer something more. something real. As the ship continues its journey, Larian finds herself caught between two worlds. The cold, calculating world of the Kinara, and the warmth, the humanity of this new place. She doesn't know where she belongs yet, but she feels drawn to Earth and to Nathan. Something inside her tells her that her journey and her understanding of what it means to truly live is just beginning. The aftermath of the human rescue mission is short-lived. Despite the brief respite, Larian and Astra know that they are not safe yet. That Cytrax, having failed to capture them, are not the type to forgive such an insult. After regrouping and gathering their forces, the Cytrax prepare for their revenge. And this time, they will stop at nothing to crush the human forces and take back what they believe is rightfully theirs. The Cytrax are ruthless, driven by a single-minded desire for power and control. Their fleet is vast, their technology advanced, and their hatred for the humans who dared to intervene burns fiercely. They will not allow a small, inferior species like the humans to stand in their way. It all begins when Cytrax warships appear on the edge of the galaxy, descending from the shadows like ominous predators closing in on their prey. The ships are massive, their sleek designs intimidating, with weapons that can destroy entire planets. They come prepared for war, with one goal in mind: to erase the humans and anyone who aids them from existence. Cytrax deploy wave after wave of fighter ships, their weapons charged and ready. The human fleet, though brave, is outnumbered and outgunned. The situation is dire, but Commander Nathan Cross doesn't hesitate. His voice rings out over the comms, ordering his fleet into formation and preparing for a massive counterattack. The battle for survival is about to begin. The first strike comes from the human flagship, a sleek and powerful vessel that is not only a symbol of humanity's strength, but also their ingenuity. From the flagship, orbital bombardment is launched, massive pulses of energy that tear through space and slam into the Cytrax fleet. The night sky becomes a spectacle of destruction as explosions light up the vast expanse of space. Huge energy blasts rip through the darkness, targeting the Cytrax ships with pinpoint accuracy. The sheer power of the bombardment is a testament to human technology, and it forces the Cytrax to fall back momentarily. For a fleeting moment, it seems like the humans might have a chance, until the Cytrax retaliate. The human fleet is pushed back under the weight of the Cytrax counteroffensive. The Cytrax ships are more numerous, and their firepower is overwhelming. They unleash deadly missile barrages, launching waves of explosive projectiles that streak across the sky. The human flagship and its escorts brace for impact, desperately trying to hold their ground. The tension is palpable, the outcome uncertain. But the humans are not done yet. Despite being outgunned, they are not a species that gives up easily. Commander Nathan Cross, leading his most elite team of soldiers, knows that the only way to truly defeat the Cytrax is to take the fight directly to them. Cloaking devices engage, and his team stealthily infiltrates the Cytrax ships, slipping through their defenses like shadows in the night. Inside the enemy vessels, the battle shifts from space combat to close-quarters combat. The Cytrax soldiers, towering and powerful, charge at the humans, their weapons blazing. But Nathan and his team are ready. Armed with high-tech gadgets and enhanced combat training, they fight back with a fury that surprises the Cytrax. Laser swords hum to life, cutting through the air. Explosions rock the metal walls of the Cytrax ships as Nathan's team fights tooth and nail. They are outnumbered, but their determination is unshakable. Nathan, ever the leader, moves through the battlefield with incredible precision. He fights like a force of nature, his every move calculated, his every strike powerful and true. His team follows his lead, working together seamlessly as they fight to overcome the overwhelming strength of the Cytrax. The battle rages on, and the Cytrax soldiers prove to be fierce adversaries. They are larger, stronger, and more intimidating than the humans. Their weapons are deadly, and their tactics are ruthless. Yet, despite all the odds stacked against them, the human soldiers press on, driven by a desire to protect their comrades and to stop the Titrax from achieving their goals. As the battle intensifies, the cost of war becomes painfully clear. Bonner, one of Nathan's closest soldiers, is a towering figure, known for his loyalty and his bravery. He has been by Nathan's side through countless battles, and his strength has always been a source of support for the team. But during the chaos of the fight, Bonner makes the ultimate sacrifice. As the team fights off a group of Titrax soldiers, one of them lunges at Nathan, preparing to strike him down. Without hesitation, Bonner throws himself in the way, taking the blow meant for his commander. The sound of Bonner's death is deafening. The force of the attack sends shockwaves through the crew, and time seems to slow as Bonner falls to the ground, his life slipping away. The entire team stops, their attention fixed on the fallen soldier. Nathan kneels beside him, his heart heavy with grief. Bonner's sacrifice, though noble, is a devastating loss. The tension in the air shifts, and a deep silence falls over the team. Nathan clenches his fists, his jaw tightening with sorrow and anger. He looks at Bonner, then back at the Titrax soldiers. "We finish this," he mutters under his breath, his voice low and filled with resolve. Bonner's death will not be in vain. The team knows this, and it drives them forward with renewed strength. From a distance, Lyrian watches the battle unfold. Her heart is heavy as she sees the humans fighting not just for survival, but for something deeper, for each other, for their friends, and for a future that doesn't belong to the Titrax. She has never seen such sacrifice before. In her world, there is no place for such acts of valor. The Chimera are a race of pragmatists. Every action must serve a purpose. But here, on the human ship, Lyrian sees something else: love and loyalty. She watches as the humans fight with everything they have, even when the odds are stacked against them. And when Bonner falls, she feels a deep, aching sorrow. It is a pain that resonates in her very core. In that moment, Lyrian understands something she never thought possible. Humanity is not just about survival. It's about the people around you, about protecting those you care for. It's about sacrifice, loyalty, and the willingness to fight for what is right, even when the cost is high. She is deeply moved by the courage of the humans around her. The battle rages on, and while the cost is steep, the humans are not ready to give up. Lyrian knows now that she is not just a bystander in this fight. She has a role to play. She may be an alien, but her fate is now intertwined with the humans who saved her life. Together, they will face the Titrax. Together, they will fight for a future that is worth living for. As the battle for survival rages on, humanity's forces have reached a critical turning point. The Titrax, once an overwhelming force threatening the galaxy, are now on the edge of defeat. Despite their vast technological superiority, the relentless determination of Commander Nathan Cross and his team has crippled the enemy's fleet. With most of the Titrax forces either destroyed or scattered, there is only one final challenge left: an all-out assault on the Titrax flagship. The flagship is the heart of the enemy's power, and if it falls, the Titrax will be no more. The stage is set for the ultimate battle. The human fleet, battle-hardened and united like never before, prepares for their final push. The Titrax flagship, a colossal ship looming in the distance, is heavily fortified, with layers of energy shields and countless weapons designed to obliterate anything in its path. But the humans are undeterred. They know this is the last chance to finish what they started. Victory is within their grasp. They cannot afford to fail now. Commanding his fleet with an iron will, Commander Nathan Cross orders his forces to deploy everything they have. Eye-controlled drones are released into the void, their sleek forms darting through space with incredible precision. These drones, capable of high-speed combat maneuvers, are designed to engage the Titrax in a high-speed dogfight, weaving through asteroid fields and debris in an effort to get past the Titrax defenses. Each drone is equipped with cutting-edge weapons and cloaking technology, allowing the humans to fight the Titrax on even ground despite the overwhelming numbers of enemy ships. The dogfights are intense, with the two forces locked in a deadly ballet of explosions and evasions. Laser beams streak across the dark sky, narrowly missing their targets as drones zoom past one another. The human forces are quick and precise, using their agility and teamwork to outmaneuver the brute force of the Titrax. The explosions light up the vastness of space, marking each victory and loss. While the aerial battle is in full swing, the ground teams, led by Nathan and his most trusted soldiers, begin infiltrating the Titrax flagship. The flagship is well defended, but the human soldiers are armed with advanced cloaking devices and stealth technology that allows them to sneak past enemy patrols undetected. Their mission is clear: disable the Titrax systems, kill their commanders, and bring down the ship from within. But the humans are not alone in this battle. Lyrian and Astra, the two alien girls who were saved by Nathan's team, now find themselves an essential part of this final push. Though they are not soldiers, they have skills that are crucial to the mission. Lyrian's knowledge of Titrax technology and Astra's ability to hack into alien systems prove invaluable. Together, they use their advanced knowledge to infiltrate the Titrax's internal systems, bypassing firewalls and encryption that would have otherwise been impossible for the humans to overcome. Lyrian and Astra work side by side, their minds focused on the task at hand. As the humans fight their way through the flagship, the alien girls manipulate the Titrax's systems, sabotaging weapons, shutting down defenses, and opening doors for the humans to advance. It's a delicate and dangerous process, but the stakes are too high for failure. With every passing moment, the humans edge closer to victory, and the Titrax forces grow weaker as their systems collapse. But it's not just their skills that are valuable. Lyrian and Astra have also begun to understand the human spirit, the unyielding courage, the willingness to sacrifice, and the fierce loyalty that binds the human soldiers together. Lyrian, in particular, is struck by the humanity she witnesses. The humans, despite all their technological advancements, are driven by something greater than themselves. She feels a deep sense of admiration and awe for these warriors who fight not just for themselves, but for each other and for a cause much larger than any individual. As the final assault unfolds, the Titrax flagship begins to tremble under the weight of its own failures. Explosions rock the massive ship as its core systems are breached. In the midst of all this chaos, Lyrian and Astra look at each other, a silent understanding passing between them. The fate of their people and the galaxy is in the hands of the humans. They are not just allies anymore. They are a family. The battle culminates in a final confrontation between Commander Nathan Cross and the Titrax leader. This is the moment that will decide the fate of the galaxy. The Titrax leader, a towering alien figure clad in dark armor, stands at the helm of the flagship, his eyes burning with hatred and determination. He knows that if he loses this battle, his entire empire will fall, and he will be remembered as the one who led his people into extinction. Nathan, unwavering and resolute, confronts the Titrax leader in a duel of both physical and mental strength. The leader is powerful, his alien strength rivaling that of any human, but Nathan is not afraid. He has faced death countless times before, and this final confrontation will be no different. Their battle takes place in the heart of the Titrax flagship, amid the wreckage and chaos of the battle. Sparks fly as their weapons clash, each strike bringing them closer to the end. Nathan is determined to win, but it is a battle of wills as much as it is a strength. The Titrax leader, desperate to claim victory, attempts to use every trick at his disposal, shifting the ship's systems, attempting to use the environment against Nathan. But Nathan is smarter, faster, and more focused. His training and his love for his people drive him forward. He fights not just for victory, but for Lyrian, for Astra, and for the future of the galaxy. Finally, in an epic moment of triumph, Nathan delivers the final blow. With one swift strike, the Titrax leader falls. The mighty alien empire is defeated, and the human soldiers have won. The ship shudders and begins to break apart as the Sci-Trax flagship starts to collapse. The humans have triumphed, but the cost has been high. Many lives have been lost, including some of Nathan's closest allies. But the victory is sweet. Humanity's strength, sacrifice, and bravery have turned the tide of the war. The galaxy is saved, and the alien girls' race, which once feared extinction, is now given a second chance at life. As the humans stand victorious, Nathan Cross and his team are hailed as heroes. Lyrian and Astra are no longer strangers. They are part of the human family, forever bound by the sacrifice and courage they all displayed during the battle. The galaxy has been forever changed, and the human spirit has proven that, no matter the odds, anything is possible when they fight together. The story of the final stand of humanity is not just a tale of victory. It is a testament to the power of unity, sacrifice, and hope. And in the hearts of those who fought, the memory of this battle will remain forever etched, a reminder of what it means to fight for something worth saving. The battle for survival has come to an end. The Sci-Trax, once the most powerful and ruthless empire in the galaxy, have been defeated. Their fleet lies in ruins, their flagship destroyed, and their forces scattered. The humans, against all odds, have won a victory that will be remembered for centuries. Yet, while the humans celebrate their hard-earned triumph, there is also a feeling of loss. Many brave men and women gave their lives to ensure this victory, and their absence will forever echo in the hearts of those who fought alongside them. Among the many sacrifices, Commander Nathan Cross stands as a beacon of leadership. He has led his people with strength, courage, and wisdom, never wavering in the face of impossible odds. The bond between Nathan and his crew has been forged in the heat of battle, and together they have overcome the greatest threat humanity has ever faced. But the victory is not just humanity's alone. It is a victory shared with Lyrian and Astra, the two alien girls who, just days before, were strangers to humanity but have now become integral members of the human family. Their people, the Sci-Trax's enemies, have been pushed to the brink of extinction, but now, with the help of humanity, they have a chance to rebuild. Lyrian and Astra have vowed to help restore their species. They have seen the bravery and compassion of humanity firsthand, and they now understand that not all alien races are the same. The Sci-Trax were ruthless and cold, but the humans, with their unyielding spirit, have shown them that hope and kindness can still exist in a universe filled with darkness. The bond between humanity and the alien girls grows stronger each day. Lyrian and Astra work side by side with the humans, learning from them, teaching them, and helping them rebuild the shattered world of their people. The humans, in turn, offer their support and friendship, proving that they are not just conquerors, but allies in the truest sense of the word. As Lyrian watches Nathan lead his people with courage and honor, she realizes that her own species has much to learn from the humans. The cold, distant ways of the Sci-Trax, where power and control were valued above all else, now seem alien to her. She understands that humanity's strength lies not in its advanced technology or weapons, but in its compassion and willingness to sacrifice for others. Astra, too, is beginning to see the world through different eyes. She was once skeptical of humanity, seeing them as just another species in the galaxy. But now, after everything she's witnessed, she knows that humanity is something special. The love, the care, and the deep sense of unity she has seen among humans have opened her heart. She no longer feels alone in the galaxy. Her race may have been decimated by the Sci-Trax, but with the humans by their side, she knows that they have a future. The final scene unfolds as the human fleet prepares to leave the remnants of the Sci-Trax empire behind. The war is over, but the journey for both the humans and the alien girls is just beginning. As the ships hover in space, with the distant stars twinkling like tiny diamonds, Nathan and Lyrian share a quiet moment together on the observation deck of the human flagship. Lyrian steps closer to Nathan, her heart heavy with gratitude and admiration. The stars outside reflect in her eyes as she gazes out into the vastness of space, still feeling the weight of everything that has happened. Nathan stands beside her, looking out at the same stars, but his thoughts are on the future, on what lies ahead for his people and the girls they've helped. "I can't believe it's over," Lyrian says softly, breaking the silence. Her voice carries a mix of relief, sadness, and wonder. "After all the fighting, the deaths, and the losses, I never thought we'd get to this point." Nathan turns to her, his expression warm, but there is a trace of sadness in his eyes as well. He knows the weight of the lives lost, and he carries the burden of those sacrifices with him. He puts a hand on Lyrian's shoulder, offering her a small, comforting smile. "Sometimes the hardest battles are the ones that shape us the most," Nathan replies, his voice steady but tinged with emotion. "But in the end, it's worth it. We've all made it through together. That's what matters." Lyrian nods, feeling the weight of his words. She places a hand over his chest, feeling the steady beat of his heart, a heartbeat that signifies not just the strength of one man, but the strength of humanity. It is a symbol of all that Nathan and his people have fought for, their courage, their sacrifice, and their unbreakable spirit. She looks up at him, her voice soft and sincere. "Thank you, Nathan, for everything. I don't think I could ever repay you for what you've done." Nathan smiles gently, his eyes meeting hers with an understanding that goes beyond words. "You don't have to repay me, Lyrian. We did this because it was the right thing to do, and we'll continue to do it for the future." There is a moment of silence between them, a shared understanding of all they've been through. And in that moment, Lyrian realizes that she has found something precious, something that was once foreign to her and her people. Humanity's warmth is something that cannot be easily described. It is not just a physical thing, but a force that radiates from the heart, a bond that transcends species, distance, and time. The stars outside the window begin to twinkle even brighter, as if reflecting the hope that now burns inside both of them. Together, they have won. Together, they will face the future. The camera pulls back slowly, showing the human flagship floating peacefully in the vast expanse of space. Lyrian and Nathan remain on the observation deck, side by side, looking out at the stars. There is still much to be done, much to rebuild, many battles ahead, but for the first time in what feels like forever, there is a sense of hope. Humanity has proven that they are more than just conquerors. They are protectors. They have stood up to the greatest evil the galaxy has ever known and come out on top. But it is not just their military might that has brought them this victory. It is their heart, their sacrifice, and their unwavering courage. And now, with the Titrax vanquished, humanity stands as a beacon of hope to the galaxy, ready to defend the weak, the helpless, and the oppressed. The fight is far from over, but the humans know they are not alone. The bonds they have forged with Lyrian, Astra, and the other alien races have changed the course of history. Together, they will rise against any enemy who threatens the peace and the future of the galaxy. The good versus evil theme comes to a powerful conclusion. Humanity has faced an overwhelming evil, one that threatened to destroy everything in its path. Yet, despite the odds, they have proven that their values, compassion, sacrifice, and courage